back to DVC Weekly. This is episode 136. My name is Jason Ruppleding. I'm the broker of Buy and Sell DVC. As always, I'm here with Scott Ferrioli.
I'm the owner of DVC-Rental.com and BuyandSellDVC.com.
And today is September 13th, 2023. The 11th month window is August 13th, 2024. And your 7th month window is April 13th, 2024. Again, buy and sell. You can find us BuyandSellDVC.com, and you can find DVC-Rental at DVC-Rental.com. Remember the dash to save the cash. Now, on the buy and sell side of things, I want to talk about something today called Moonlight Magic. Now, Moonlight Magic, how many, wait, do you know off the top of your head how many years this has been around? Because I do not.
I don't know off the top of my head.
But in 2023...
5 years? 4 years?
Okay. Moonlight Magic is offered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different nights at some different parks and one at Disney California Adventure Park. But this is one of the perks that you only get if you buy directly from Disney under their qualifications. Whether you bought, you could have bought resale in 2011 and you would have qualifications. You could have bought 150 points this year from Disney and you would have the Blue Card membership. But basically, Moonlight Magic, if you have a reservation for the nights for when Moonlight Magic is happening, you are able to try and book your Moonlight Magic event, if I have that correctly.
That's right.
So now...
Keyword is try.
Right. I do feel like, because I've participated in the Moonlight Magic thanks to you back in, I believe it was 2020.
Maybe.
And it was a fun experience. It was at Magic Kingdom. And they have ice cream, and it's a very fun experience. But it's definitely like if you have the feeling that I'm going to go there and it's only DVC members and there's going to be 20 people in the park. I mean, it is still pretty full.
Yeah,
it's still pretty full. But now I feel like Moonlight Magic has become impossible to get into. And I just want to bring it up because if you're one of those people that's on the fence of, well, I want to buy directly from Disney because I want to have Moonlight Magic, to me, it's too big of a roll of the dice because number one, you have to be staying when the Moonlight Magic event's going on. And then you have to be able to be one of the chosen few that's able to secure your thing for the event, because what's happening, I'm in all these different Facebook groups for Disney Vacation Club, and when something happens where they're, it's the day has come for someone to book Moonlight Magic, majority of the posts are people complaining that they couldn't get in, and then you will have, 1 or 2 people that say this is, they're done with DVC, I'm selling my DVC because I was not able to get Moonlight Magic again. So to me, the system, it has to change to where, to me, if you've been at Moonlight Magic before and you've never been, then you get a priority over the people that have been or something, because it's like they're dangling the carrot in front of these people, but now they're not even able to obtain the carrot ever.
Yeah, it used to be much easier to get into. I mean, when it first started out, we never didn't get in. A lot of times we get in multiple times. We have multiple memberships, so a lot of times we get in and we book, 4 tickets, and then we get 4 more. So I could bring Jason, or I could bring Ty and his family. I was able to get in multiple times. And now the last several times I've tried to get in, we've gotten completely skunked. Even when we happened to have a night staying on property, we tried to get in, still couldn't get in that way. And then, a couple of days later, they'll open it up to people who are not staying on property with a small amount of tickets. I think one of them even you're assigned a number. You go online and at 11 a.m., it'll generate a random number, and that's what your queue is in the line. And sometimes you're 7,000, And this time, I think we were like 300. I'm like, oh yeah, we're getting in. We were 300th in line and still didn't get in. So, I mean, it's gotten much, much harder. It's been a huge pain. It's one of those things that the parties are okay. There's not much else going on. I mean, the crowds will be a little bit lower. They may have a couple of meet and greets with some different characters that aren't normally there. And normally there's like an hour line for these meet and greets, or you'll get some snacks or some sort of food. But it's never anything that you should judge buying DVC.
Yeah, it's not life-changing.
In the back of the mind going, I need to go to these parties. If you go to one, you're probably like, that was okay. Hey, yeah, maybe it's cool if I'll go again sometime for free. But you would never sit there and say, listen, I'm not buying resale. I really want to get to these parties. I need a direct membership, so that way I'm guaranteed to get in. Because even if you got direct membership, the chances of you getting in are actually relatively low right now.
It doesn't make it to the big board checklist.
No.
If you never check it off that you make it to a Moonlight Magic, you're going to be okay.
Absolutely. Trust me, I've checked it off. I've been to 5 or 6 parties. They're honestly, they're okay at best. I mean, not complaining. Anything Disney's giving away for free is cool. That's great that they offer this stuff, but it's not one of those things that you're really missing out on that you didn't get to go to a Moonlight Magic party.
But do you agree that they need to somehow revamp it to make it somehow?
Well, that would hurt me because I've been there before. But it makes sense. It makes
either
sense.
that, or can you just post it like, hey, we're going to have an event, and the chance of you getting in is 2% or something like? Because it's like, I mean, because if you're a family and we both have kids, like. It's like, I'm sure you don't even mention it to your kids because the chance of you getting in is slim to none, so you don't want to get them excited for it.
No, you do not.
So these families, you can't, definitely, I wouldn't mention it to your kids because you're probably not going to get in.
Yeah, there's a decent chance you're not getting in.
So I guess I just want to make sure the message is out there that you're probably not getting in. I just want to make that clear. Yeah. Like, don't buy direct based on this because you will be so highly disappointed.
Yeah, if you sit there and you go, I paid twice as much as resale. It cost me an extra $10,000 to have these perks. You're not guaranteed this perk. And truthfully, even if you do get in, it's worth $100 for your family to go. I mean, it's not a huge thing. So you definitely do not want to judge how you purchase your DVC based on Moonlight Magic.
And if you guys know, if anybody in the comments knows a way that Disney could improve the Moonlight Magic to make it, I don't know what the right term is, more fair, or just to be more upfront about what your chances are, let us know. Because I would like to see improvements on it at this point because it gets the day of the booking. The internet's a wild.
Yes, absolutely. And the thing is, there's ways to try to hedge yourself a little bit. Like a lot of people do this, and I may have done this as well, is that you'll have multiple computers going at the same time. There's a lot of people who've got, the 3 phones out and 4 computers, and they're all trying to get in at the same time. And we've done similar stuff, like when we tried to get in recently, like this past year, I've had my laptop going, my wife's laptop going, a couple different browsers on there, tried it on our phone as well, and you still can't get in.
Yeah, the person when it just happened recently, I swear the person said they have like 14 devices.
I believe it.
And I'm like, 14 devices? Like,
think about it. That's what you have to do to try to get into this. You have to have 14 devices. Everybody at once is all a group effort. It's not something that's easy. It's not something that's relaxing. It's stressful.
It's definitely not relaxing.
You've got all these devices going, waiting for it to hit, and then you're stressing, and then the countdown starts going, and you're hoping that you're going to make it.
And your emotions are going like this.
I see it every time on Facebook. People are so angry when they don't get in. I've sat there waited for 3 hours, and I got down to I was 20 people ahead of me, and that said we're pausing the line, and then everything was sold out. It happens all the time. We've been there where we've been only a few away, and then they've paused it, and then you don't make it. I've tried probably 3 times, 4 times so far this year, haven't gotten in once. So it's not something that's guaranteed by far.
Yeah, it's one of those, I tried to think of something that I own or am a member of where there's a perk, but you've never gotten a chance to use the perk, Like, there's members out there.
You got a perk, but it's kind of a lottery system to actually benefit from it.
You know what I mean? It's like,
I got a Costco card. I got a discount on vacations, but only sometimes.
yeah. So it's kind of wild, because there's members out there that are going to never be able to use the perk, even though they want to use the perk. So is it then called a perk?
And honest, I live locally, so I can go to any of these. So it makes sense that, I'll try this 3 times a year, 4 times a year. Odds are if you're a regular family and you're traveling down here once, twice a year, odds are the parties aren't going to line up with your vacations anyway. And even if they do, it's still nowhere near guaranteed that you're going to be able to go to these parties. So to sit there and judge buying direct, hoping that your vacation lines up and the stars align and you all get in, just so you can go to a party that starts at, 10 o'clock at night as well. It goes from like 10 to 1 in the morning. That's another thing, is that they're all super late at night. You got little kids, you don't want to be going to a park and a party starting from 10 to 1. Your kids are going to be exhausted. You're going to be exhausted. It doesn't make a ton of sense to me.
So I just wanted to mention, I don't think we've even mentioned it before, but so now we're on to the food review of the week.
Come here, I'm gonna eat you! Get in my belly!
So for today's food review,
oh yeah, look at that!
I am at Vero Beach. Yeah, we didn't make it very long without mentioning Vero Beach like we said we were going to. I think Vero Beach has been mentioned in every episode we've done since then. I got the key lime pie Dole Whip at Vero Beach for $4.99. Now, apparently they do have the key lime Dole Whip as well in the parks, I've been told. I've seen them online. If you look at the picture that I had on there, it was a terrible picture. The person who made the Dole Whip did not do a very good job. Other Dole Whips, like my kids also had a regular one over there. It's the big swirled up, beautiful, nice one. This one was falling over. Maybe it was their first day making Dole Whips. I don't know. So the picture was ugly, but it was a very good Dole Whip. I'm not a huge fan of pineapple, so I'm not a real Dole Whip guy. But key lime pie, I was absolutely happy with. So what they do is they take some little like crunched up, very, very small graham cracker crumbles, and they put in the bottom of the cup. Then they put the Dole Whip on, and then they put some more of the graham cracker on top. I really wish it would have had a little more graham cracker on it. But overall, it was your typical key lime pie. It had the tanginess, the sourness to it, plus the sweetness. I would absolutely get this again. I give it an 8.1 on a hot day. We were sitting around the pool at Vero, and it was hot there. That Dole Whip was wonderful.
So the big question of the day is, because this is not Magic Kingdom, this is Vero Beach.
Vero Beach.
How long of a wait time was it when you said, I want to order this, until you got it?
Well, let's see. What happened was I walked into the market, and I walked right up to the register, and I said, can I please have two drinks? They have this little soda machines there. So, okay, please just get 2 cups. Oh, you have Dole Whip? Can I get one of those too? And overall, the whole process took about 1 minute.
Nice. You gotta love it.
Never any lines. Walked right up. I didn't even know it was there. I was like, give me drinks. Hey, key lime pie Dole Whip. I'll take one of those too, please. Thank you. Super, super fast, nice and easy as always.
Love it. That's what I like to hear. And now we're on to the DVC-Rental side of things.
So actually, I had mentioned it previously. Did I mention it today at all? I did not. I mentioned previous episodes about, like, especially, this was with the EDCOT group. He keeps getting mentioned a lot here. I want to talk about traveling with large groups, because we've spent a lot of time with them in the past recently, and we're going to be spending time with them again. I want to give just some advice for people traveling with large groups.
Wait, can I ask a question real quick? While
Yes.
you mentioned EDCOT, is this closed? Like, can people still get into this group, or is this closed?
Oh, it's open. People can still try to
open?
get into this group, yes.
Wait, do you want to say on YouTube, like, how they can get into the group, or is the ceremony something that's private? How they get in?
It's typically a smaller group, but you go to EDCOT, it's the Experimental Dubs Community of Tomorrow. That's what EDCOT stands for. It's like Epcot, but with a D for Dubs, because it's the WW Review. And it's one of my favorite groups, because it's a really, really good small community of people, and it's all family, and everybody's become friends, and they help out each other. And we've done, there's been a lot of stuff with, recently, some people have gotten sick, and they've done donations and charity events. I mean, it's like the nicest group of people you can find.
And Malik, he asked you like 50 Disney questions. You have to get a certain score to get into the group, right?
Yes, pretty much so. I actually have to record with Malik tomorrow, so we will see. But yeah, it's a great group, and I'm picturing walking with these groups and stuff, there's some tips here.
Okay, sorry, I got you off track there. So now we're back to the DVC rental. Sorry, we're back on track, traveling with large groups.
So don't be afraid to split up. Don't feel that everybody has to go on do the same exact thing together. Everybody's going to be tired at different times, or different kids are going to want different things. So it's okay to split up. Don't feel guilty. Nobody should get mad if somebody says, hey, I'm going to split off for an hour and take my kid on this ride or whatever. Just don't be afraid to split up. Time at the resorts can be just as good as in the parks. Some of the best time we had was hanging out in the lobby of Animal Kingdom Jumbo House, and everybody had pins and they were doing pin trading. And all the families were just sitting around the table and they had their pins out, and all the kids are interacting and having fun. And I mean, compared to walking around in the heat and everybody's hot and tired and cranky, that, I think for a lot of the people in our group, that's probably going to be one of the main things they remember, is doing the pin trading all together, because everybody was comfortable. It was at air conditioning. Everybody was having a good time. It was super, super fun. So you remember, the resorts could be better than what you would even expect. You're thinking of the parks. Everybody's thinking of the rides they can do together. Look for the little things sometimes. With the pin trading, like the pool, arcade, lobby was some of the most fun that we had. We went in the pool together. Everybody ordered pizzas, and we just sat around the pool area. Everybody's hanging out and relaxing. And that's some of the most fun I had, was just hanging out with the people, not rushing from ride to ride, trying to figure out where you want to be, what pass you have, hanging out with the people. Make sure you pick rides that can accommodate large groups of people. Kilimanjaro Safari was great because we had almost a whole truck to ourselves at one of the days. Pirates of the Caribbean, the larger rides. Like, trying to do stuff where everybody can be together.
Did you guys ever fill up every car in the Barnstormer, or?
We didn't. No, we did not do the Barnstormer. For those who are just joining us, that's Jason's favorite ride. So I'm losing my voice a little bit. Sorry, but yeah, we just look for rides that can accommodate a large amount of people. Make sure you take into consideration, as mentioned earlier, like different age groups and downtime. If you're with some older people, they may be going a little bit slower. The kids could be running around like crazy, or the kids could be crashing faster than some of the adults because they're getting tired. We had people probably in the 60s down to kids that are in strollers that are only 3 or 4. So I mean, there's a large range there. You have to try to accommodate everybody as best as you can. And if you're able to, maybe even consider splitting up into groups with similar ages. Like, a lot of times, we've done this a couple different trips now. Sometimes, like, some of the girls would go off together. A couple of the moms and the daughters would go off, and they did Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique together, where some of the husbands and the older boys would then go and do, one of the roller coasters together. Not that the girls don't like roller coasters, but just like the guys would do their things and the girls would do their things, and the girls would actually got their hair done and then went to Cinderella's Royal Table, and the guys went over and they spent the day, hanging out in Star Wars land, doing all the Star Wars stuff and building droids and just feel free to split up a little bit. Have different ages. If it's different, split up with different sexes. If you got a bunch of the girls that want to do something special together, it's okay to split up. You don't have to be congregating with a giant group of 60 people together all at once. So feel free to split up, but take your time, enjoy it, and enjoy the smaller things, because that's probably the stuff you're going to remember the most. Not a specific ride on, we went on Dinosaur. You went on a ride, but it's the interaction with the different kids and the different parents, and that type of stuff is the stuff you're going to remember on your vacations.
And like, when you stayed at Vero Beach at the end of July and August, it's like you mentioned on here, don't be afraid to split up. But that was just your family of 4, right?
Correct. That's my family of 4.
But
I try to split up as much as I can from them anyway.
But when you're there, are you guys? Is it split up there, even though it's a family of 4?
Sometimes, yes.
Yeah.
Like my youngest one would get along great with your family. Like, he's always ready to go. He's like, let's go play billiards. Let's go mini golfing. Let's go do this. And I'm like, I'm in relaxing mode. So a couple times, like, my wife and my 2 boys went and played mini golf together while I just sat and relaxed. And then I played pool with my youngest, billiards once with my youngest one as well. But sometimes you still gotta relax, because not everybody wants to do the same things. Like, a lot of times I'll take my youngest one and I'll go in the ocean with him. Not this time, but I'll go in the ocean with him. Where my older one doesn't like the ocean as much. He'd be much happier in the pool. So my wife will be with him in the pool, and I'll take my little guy and we'll go in the ocean. So it's like sometimes you got to split up as well.
Yeah, because I mean, we split up. I mean, it's like my kids think like Vero Beach is like a cruise, but obviously we're not on a cruise. But they like it because they're like, it has all the activities of a cruise. Like you go on a cruise and you have a pool and you have a beach. Obviously you don't have the food and everything in the shows, but they feel like it's because everything's right there. So like if you know, one kid will be doing all these different pool activities in the pool games. My wife will be by the pool. I might be down boogie boarding, and my son's up in the room, you know, because he's doing something with his friends online or something.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, even because I mean, you said don't be afraid to split up. I mean, even families of 4, you know, split up a little bit because it's not everyone's always doing the exact same thing.
I hate to say we keep talking about Vero, but again, one of the great things about Vero is I never thought of it that it is kind of like a cruise, that they're splitting up, and sometimes that's exactly what happens, is that my one son will go back to the room and he wants to be on his phone for a little bit, chat with his friends, whatever. And it's such a small resort and it's enclosed and you feel safe. I don't mind sending my kids back to the room by themselves. Kind of like on a cruise ship. I let them go and I let them do their stuff. And, you know, my wife and I are, you know, watching a show somewhere, and my oldest one is, he's watching videos, or he's with a couple friends, and my youngest one's in the kids club, and then they leave and they go and get pizza. I don't know where they are all the time, but everybody has split up and everybody's having a good time, and we all know to meet back at certain places for specific things, and everybody kind of does their thing.
Yeah, I mean, really, and then, yeah. So yeah, like Vero Beach is like, because you don't really get to do that. Like if you're staying at the Polynesian, you don't get the same, you know, same thing.
Sorry.
So anyway, traveling with large groups of people. So when you say large group, what is the number on the people when you? I mean, are we talking 20? Are we talking 40? Are we talking more than 40?
Overall, this group was probably 40-ish people.
Whoa!
A lot of times,
that is a large group.
You know, that was everybody together, but a lot of times people were at different parks and doing different things at different times. For our upcoming cruise next year, I think we're probably 60 plus people.
That's amazing.
You should get in on that.
Oh, I don't.
You know the EdCot people. I'm a little. It's a lot of people.
That's a lot
I think it's the same thing. Like that's a lot of people. Yeah. Yep.
That's a lot of people. I'm really just absorbing that information. 60 people.
Yeah.
And that's not even.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, but it's a lot of people.
That's a lot.
It's interesting. It's a lot of different personalities and different kids and different personalities. It's everybody always has a really good time, pretty much. I'm sure there's probably a little drama or something.
I mean, I'm sure you're going on one of the huge ships again, so you're talking 4,000 other people or however.
Something like that, yeah.
So, wow, that's an experience already. I'm already getting anxious for that. Getting nervous for you. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. And come back and see us and leave us any comments.
Yeah, you mentioned that in a while. Yeah, please leave comments on here. We love seeing your comments. We love replying to you, as long as you're being nice and not making fun of us.
Well, I really would love comments.
On Vero Beach.
If you left a comment said member since whatever and never been to Moonlight Magic, or member since whatever, been twice. Member since, I would love to see the stats on that, because
or if you recall, how often you've tried to get into Moonlight Magic and how often you were successful. Because again, for first couple of years, I was like probably 6 for 6, and then it's been so much tougher to get into. So yeah, write down the statistics. That'd be cool to hear.
Please let us know.
Thank you so much.
See you next week.